You have spent years treating your skin. Different cleanser, new serum, that one routine you found online at midnight that was definitely going to fix everything this time. And every morning you stand in front of the mirror and the same spots are back. Here's what ancient medicine understood about the face, long before modern skincare existed. That spot on your cheek is not a skin problem. The dark circles that no concealer fully covers and no amount of sleep quite resolves are not an eye problem. Ancient Chinese medicine viewed them as messages from deeper systems inside the body. Ancient Chinese physicians figured this out 3,000 years ago. They built a complete diagnostic system around it. They could look at your face and tell you which organ was under strain, how long it had been happening, and what your body was trying to correct. In this video, we are going through every major zone on your face, what organ it connects to, and what your skin has been trying to tell you. By the end of this, you will have a complete map of your own face and a clear action for every zone that applies to you. This is not a medical diagnostic system in the modern clinical sense. It is an ancient observational framework developed in traditional Chinese medicine. Stay until we get to the nose zone, because it connects three organ systems simultaneously in a way that changes how you understand the whole map. But first, you need to understand why the face and the organs are connected at all. In ancient Chinese medicine, the body runs on a network of channels called meridians. Think of them as internal rivers carrying vital energy, called qi, throughout every organ and system in the body. Each meridian has a pathway, and most of those pathways either begin or end on the face. When an organ is under stress, that stress travels. It follows the meridian pathway to its surface point, and it shows up there as a skin signal. Practitioners believed recurring imbalances often appeared in corresponding facial zones for as long as the internal imbalance continues. They called this miansu, face reading. Your face is not misbehaving, it is reporting. Let us read the report. The first place the body often speaks is the forehead. Zone 1, everything above the eyebrows. Most people assume the forehead connects to the brain. Logical guess. Wrong answer. The upper forehead maps to the heart and small intestine. The heart in this system does far more than pumping blood. It governs emotional processing. The small intestine works in parallel, separating what the body can use from what it needs to let go, physically and emotionally. Persistent breakouts, a flush of redness, lines forming earlier than you would expect. Ancient practitioners looked at these signs and asked one immediate question. When did this person last sleep properly? And what are they carrying that they cannot put down? In Chinese medicine, this pattern was called heart heat. It develops from chronic stress, poor sleep, and when feelings are stored instead of felt. That stored heat rises along the meridian pathway and surfaces on the forehead. A 2023 review in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found strong links between psychological stress and inflammatory skin responses, particularly in the forehead region. Now, what to change for this zone? Sleep before 11 p.m. consistently, because that is when heart energy consolidates. Cut stimulants and bright screens in the 2 hours before sleep. Foods traditionally used to calm this kind of heat include lotus seed, lily bulb, and dark leafy greens. Feelings that are stored rather than felt will keep generating heat no matter what you put on the surface. Finding a genuine outlet, like movement or a conversation, matters more than any topical treatment. Zone 2, between the eyebrows. This area is called yin tang in Chinese medicine. It translates as the hall of impression. Yin tang maps to the liver and gallbladder. In this system, the liver ensures the smooth flow of qi throughout the body. When that flow is running freely, emotions move through you naturally. When the liver is under pressure, that flow backs up, and practitioners call this liver qi stagnation. You might feel irritable without a clear reason and notice tension in the jaw and shoulders that refuses to leave. Those vertical lines between your eyebrows are not primarily about aging. You furrow your brow when you suppress frustration, and every time those lines get slightly deeper. Over time, those expressions leave visible patterns. In face mapping, deep breakouts in this zone are associated with liver stress. Alcohol, processed fats, and medications can contribute. Internal imbalances eventually appear on the surface. The gallbladder sits alongside the liver. Gallbladder imbalance creates a very specific pattern. Difficulty making decisions combined with a tension headache that wraps from the temples to the back of the neck. If this sounds familiar, now you know which organ to support. Eat bitter and sour foods consistently. Buplurum, called chai hu in Chinese medicine, has been used for over 2,000 years to move stagnant liver qi. Zone 3, the nose. This is the only zone where three major organ systems reveal themselves at once. The tip of the nose maps to the heart and cardiovascular circulation. Support through consistent, moderate movement, reducing saturated fat and alcohol, and managing the sustained stress that raises baseline blood pressure. The size of the nose map to the lungs. In ancient Chinese medicine, the lungs govern the skin as an entire organ system, responsible for the body's outer boundary and its capacity to breathe and eliminate through the skin surface. Support through deep breathing practices with emphasis on a long, complete exhale. Reduce dairy, which creates excess mucus in the lung system, and spend more time in clean outdoor air. The bridge of the nose maps to the stomach and spleen. The ancient map goes straight to what you are eating, when you are eating it, and whether your digestive system is transforming food into energy efficiently. Eat the largest meal of the day in the morning, during the stomach's peak energy window between 7 and 9 a.m. Reduce cold, raw foods which deplete digestive fire. Zone 4. The cheeks. This is the zone people have the most personal history with. In ancient Chinese medicine, the cheek zone maps to the lungs and the large intestine. Some practitioners read the right cheek as more connected to the lung itself, and the left cheek as more connected to digestive elimination. The lungs are the organ most deeply connected to grief. Grief that is processed and released moves through the lung system and clears. Grief that is never expressed is believed to burden the lung system over time. Because the lungs govern the skin surface, that accumulated grief eventually surfaces on the cheeks. Think about the last time you cried deeply and genuinely, your face flushed red, your skin heated, your lungs were involved. The ancient framework understood this as a bidirectional relationship, not a coincidence. A 2022 review in Nature Reviews identified strong links between gut microbiome disruption and inflammatory skin conditions. The ancient framework asks two questions. What have you been grieving, and how is your large intestine moving? Both matter equally. Breathing exercises that emphasize a long, complete exhale help move what has been held. Warm water first thing in the morning, fiber-rich cooked foods, and regular physical movement support the large intestine's elimination. And for grief, genuine release rather than management. The lungs respond to being allowed to express what they have been holding. And then there is the zone almost everyone notices first. Zone 5, under the eyes. Everyone has heard that dark circles mean you need more sleep. That is partially true and mostly incomplete. The under-eye zone maps to the kidneys. In ancient Chinese medicine, the kidneys are not simply filters cleaning your blood. They are the root system of the body, storing what practitioners call jing, your deepest reserve of vital energy, the reserve you are born with and every other organ draws from under stress. Which means the kidneys are often the first system to show depletion, and the under-eye zone is where that depletion becomes visible first. Traditional practitioners interpreted bluish or purplish dark circles as signs of qi deficiency, a depleted, cold quality to the imbalance. Dark circles with a brownish or reddish quality indicate kidney heat, a different pattern with different causes. Puffiness under the eyes that is worse in the mornings and never fully resolves connects to the kidney system's role in fluid metabolism throughout the body. Modern medicine connects dark circles and puffiness to factors like sleep, stress hormones, circulation, and inflammation. Ancient practitioners interpreted similar patterns through the lens of the kidney system. Black foods are kidney tonics in ancient Chinese medicine. Black sesame seeds, black beans, blueberries, and seaweed. Regular sleep before 11 at night. And if you have been exhausted for longer than feels normal, stop treating that exhaustion as a personality trait. Your under eyes have been asking for help for longer than you realize. If this is the kind of thing nobody ever taught you, but you wish they had, hit subscribe. There is a whole library of this coming. Zone 6. The lips and mouth. The lips map to the spleen and stomach, the digestive center of the body. Pale lips with a whitish or grayish cast indicate insufficient digestive fire. The capacity to transform food into usable energy is low. This shows up as low energy, easy bloating, and always being slightly cold, even in warm environments. Eat warm cooked foods consistently and drink ginger tea daily. Avoid everything cold and raw. Very red, dry lips with cracks, and a thirst that water does not quite satisfy point to stomach heat. The stomach is overactive and dry, burning through its resources. Eat cooling foods like cucumber, mint, and mung beans. Reduce spicy food, alcohol, and coffee because they all generate additional stomach heat. Cracks at the exact corners of the mouth map to spleen deficiency. Support the spleen with cooked sweet potato, red dates simmered in warm water, and by reducing excessive worry and mental overwork. For women specifically, the zone directly above the upper lip maps to the uterus and reproductive organ health. Zone 7, the jaw and chin. The jaw and chin map to the reproductive organs, the kidneys, and the hormonal system. This is why chin breakouts are hormonal. In modern dermatology, hormone-driven acne commonly appears along the chin and jaw. Testosterone, progesterone, the hormones that cycle through the month, all of them leave their signature here. The ancient map is more specific than modern dermatology has been. The timing of breakouts relative to the cycle, how long they take to surface, whether they arrive before or after ovulation, all of this is diagnostic in ways that dermatology is only recently beginning to formalize. Pay attention to timing. For hormonal chin breakouts, supporting the kidney system is the foundation. Try black sesame seeds, black beans, and adequate sleep. Support the kidneys. For women experiencing cyclical jaw breakouts, seed cycling has been used in integrative medicine to support progesterone and estrogen balance across the cycle. Seed cycling can help. Then there is jaw tension, the clenching. Ancient Chinese medicine maps chronic jaw tension to the kidney and liver systems simultaneously, reflecting deeper patterns of stress held in the body. Tension often points to unprocessed emotion. Magnesium supplementation taken before sleep reduces the muscular tension that stores this emotional load overnight. Try magnesium before bed to ease muscle tightness and support rest. Now, here's the most important thing I can tell you after all of this. Most people encounter the face map for the first time and immediately find their problem zone. They identify the organ, they start supporting that organ in isolation. And things improve a little, but never fully resolve. The map is not a list, it is a system. In ancient Chinese medicine, every organ is in constant relationship with every other organ. The liver and the spleen communicate constantly. The kidneys feed the heart. The lungs and the large intestine are a paired system that work in opposite directions. Your face does not show you one organ in trouble in isolation. It shows you a whole system under strain, with a zone where the strain breaks through being simply the place where the imbalance is loudest at that moment. So the question is never just which zone, it is the pattern across zones. These patterns speak to your specific whole body picture in ways that any single zone cannot. And the most important thing of all, the map is alive. It changes with you. Clear the liver and the space between your eyebrows shifts within weeks. Support the kidneys and the under eyes settle. Calm the heart and the forehead begins to clear. Your face is a live readout of a body in motion. You have been standing in front of a report every single morning. Your face is not misbehaving. It is reporting. In traditional Chinese medicine, these patterns are seen as reflections of deeper internal imbalance, not just surface-level skin issues. The question is not what product to put on it. The question is what it has been trying to tell you all this time. Now you know how to listen. Subscribe to keep learning the language your body has been speaking all along.